Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. This is William Heineman. I'm your host. And this is Just Force 911, where we look at how our public officials do their job, or they just screw it up. Hey, guys, this one here we did in the past. However, there is a twist to it now. But before we do that, let's get on with the saying thank you to Lackluster, who brings this to us. Go over to his channel, please. Tell him I sent you guys over there. Please subscribe, hit his thumbs up, hit his like and share to help his algorithms. He has 1.39 million subscribers, and that kid's doing great. Anyhow, and while you're here, hit my subscribe button, please. We're trying to get to 3,600 subscribers. We're doing well. Yeah, keep it up, guys. You guys are awesome. I appreciate your help. And hit the like and subscribe button and leave me a comment and hit the thumbs up. Okay, with that being said, this one here is a young man who was walking home. Had been walking for about 3 miles, and the cops pulled up and said, "What are you doing?" Walking home. Do you have ID? Now, for some reason, the cops love to lie and say that you have to show ID. You only have to show ID if you've been arrested or if there's suspicion that you're doing a crime or have done a crime or are going to do a crime. They got to have RAS, Regional Articulable Suspicion. These cops don't. They lie. They arrest the young man. They take him into jail. The person that's in charge of the jail, who is a total and complete scumbag, threatens to punch him in the face and says, "I can do whatever I want. I run the jail." Oh, yeah, you're just another piece of crap. And then after they arrest him, they go through his wallet and get his ID. The courts gave qualified immunity to the police officers. Gee, isn't that new? They appealed it, went to the federal courts. The federal courts held up the lower courts, and then the Institute of Justice got involved. And when that happened, it went to the Supreme Court. Well, guess what happened? It was unconstitutional. Duh. So it got kicked back down below, and hopefully this young man will get his just rewards from the scumbags that mistreated him. And once again, out of the lawsuits, guys, this needs to come out of their pension funds. That's the only way these scumbags are going to quit doing this garbage, is that we go after their pension funds and we as taxpayers ourselves quit paying for it. So, with that being said, let's get on with the video, shall we? And here we go.
If we suspect a crime has been committed, will be committed, or is being committed, we can lawfully identify you. And he believes there's crime, so we can lawfully detain you. So,
that's correct. But you have to have those, and you don't.
Go ahead, officer. You do what you need to do.
What crime? When I asked you to vacate the scene while I talked to him, why would you do that?
Is he on your PA system?
Probably.
I don't know why police think they can do this.
Because we can.
He was walking down the street. That's not illegal.
You failure to identify to me, you're going to sit there, I'm going to make you fingerprint, and it takes about 3 months for me to get fingerprints back to find out who you are, and I will make him sit there the whole entire 3 months.
You got a supervisor? You got somebody above you? In here, you're not going to run your mouth to me, because I'll just assume punch you on your face and then put you in that chair. You'll punch me in my face. Absolutely. Would you like to see me do it? That's what you'll do? Absolutely. We're going to need something. Are you? Are you going to influence alcohol or drugs? Are you? Are you suicidal? Are you?
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. Today we review my first video to reach the Supreme Court and discuss what happens next. In summer of 2021, a viewer named Mason reached out to me and discussed publishing his encounter with law enforcement, granting me the honor of being the first to publish this story. Here is what happened. In May of 2021, Mason was walking home around 9 p.m. when Officer Schmidt of the Sunrise Beach Police Department noticed him and pulled over to, quote, check his safety. The CAD report claims that Mason was possibly intoxicated.
Why is it whenever they say that they're there to help your safety, somebody gets shot, killed, or arrested when there's absolutely nothing wrong? You know, are these cops, I know they have a 15 IQ, but are they that stupid, really? Can you be that much of a moron? Just amazes me to death.
With Officer Schmidt later stating that he was stumbling down the road.
He was stumbling when I came up on him, but I don't smell anything.
Note that Mason is only 20 years old and does not consume alcoholic beverages or narcotics, and was not under the influence.
774-330. Go ahead. Can you respond my location 5 and F? Intoxicated subject refusing to identify. All right, man. I'm going to ask nicely one more time. Just give me the info, and then I'll make sure you're good to go, and I'll let you go on your way.
Why am I not good to go?
Because I have a feeling that you are drinking, okay, and I want to make sure you're safe, and I've told you this.
I'm safe.
Okay, I'm going to ask you one more time. I need your
Why?
information.
Why?
Okay.
Why do we have to do this?
Because it's like crack to a cop. They got to have that ID. Got to have that ID. They've been so brainwashed that you got to run them through the system. Big brother needs to know who you are.
Okay.
I'm not. I can do the walk for you, whatever you need. I've been walking fucking like 3 miles, man.
Hey, I've asked you for your information, okay? I don't care how far you've been walking, how long. I asked you for the info.
Man,
Now, you want to do it the hard way or the easy way? It's up to you.
Do you have body cam?
Right here.
It
I
is?
am Officer Schmidt.
You're Officer Schmidt.
Yes,
So this is being recorded.
it is.
Have I committed a crime?
Look, I told you, you're walking down my highway in the dark. You're walking on the wrong side of the road. You're about to get hit. I have a
didn't know
feeling
this
you're
was the
drinking,
wrong
okay?
side of the road.
Okay.
I can walk off the road. I can get off the shoulder completely.
And we're going to do that as soon as I get your information.
I'm just going to the woods to charge my phone, man.
Okay, I have
I
asked
won't be
you.
able to do it. If I give you my information now, even if I do that, they're probably already closed by now. Like
Okay.
I haven't done anything.
You know, if you'd stop arguing with me, I'd done have your damn
I'm
information
not
ran,
trying to argue. I'm just.
and you'd be on your way.
I don't know why police think they can do this.
Because we can.
What do you mean? Because we can? That's not.
Look,
this is,
son, okay, I can tell by the way you're fucking staring at me.
this
You're
is
looking
not
at me.
lawful.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
None. Zero.
Okay, so are you refusing to identify?
Are you gonna take me to jail?
I'm going to take you to jail. I'm going to run your damn fingerprints. Going to find out who you are, and then if you're good to go, I'll let you go. But you're the one making it hard on yourself.
But that's not lawful.
It is lawful.
How can you please explain to me?
I
how
have
that's
the right
lawful?
to identify you. You are walking down the highway in the dark.
Okay, you have the right to identify me if I have committed a crime or if you suspect me to have committed a crime.
I've asked you to identify nicely. Several
Okay,
times.
Okay, I understand you.
Now, you notice how he asked, and the young man said no.
Asked me to identify nicely, but it is lawful for me to refuse that
Okay.
and not have you identify.
Well, I got another officer en route, and he'll tell you the same shit. And then after he gets
Can I
done with
talk
this,
to your supervisor?
no,
Why not?
because I'm the only one here.
You're refusing your supervisor.
Like I said, we'll have another officer come and talk to you, and once he explains to you, then we'll go down to jail and get your fingerprints.
Before Officer Shoemate arrives on scene, I'm curious if you've ever noticed two completely different headlines about the same event. We're currently drowning in information, and most of it is filtered through biased lenses and clickbait. And if you're watching this channel, you already know how important it is to question the narrative, which is why Ground News has been one of the longest sponsors of this channel, an ad-free platform that lets you see how stories are being reported across the political spectrum. You can compare headlines, check source bias, and even see what stories are being ignored by the side you usually read. Let me show you an example of a case I'm following. Ground News pulls in over a dozen different sources for this one incident, and look how differently they frame the same facts. The Boston Herald on the right focuses how the officers were frustrated when they fatally beat Tyree Nichols, while News 1 on the left says that one of the ex-cops regrets not stopping the Tyree Nichols beating. With Ground News, you'll see the bias rating of each source. Access the blind spot feed to find stories the mainstream is missing, and even track your own reading habits with the My News Bias dashboard. So if you want to break out of the echo chamber and make your own informed decisions, click the link in my description or head to groundnews.com/lackluster. And for a limited time only, you'll get 40% off the Vantage plan. That link supports the channel and gets you unlimited access with no ads ever. The media has an agenda. Your job is to see through it. Ground News makes that easier. And now, back to the story.
Doesn't want to identify, he's intoxicated, wants to argue. His girlfriend pulled up here, would not leave.
Where was she?
She went on up the woods.
Okay. I can go talk to her, please.
So it's going to be a silver car. If they leave, the first two is RG. All right, man, I've asked you several times
I understand you
to identify.
I understand. I'm not trying to refuse or do anything.
You have refused.
Are
You've
you on body
refused
cam too?
several times.
You are?
Yep.
Okay. Can we get out of the road?
We're good right here.
I'm gonna stay right here, so
That's-
no one gets you. I'm fine right here.
I'm
I do
okay.
this for a living, all right?
I understand you do it for if you do this for a living, then you should inform this
Look,
fellow officer.
I have told you
that
several times.
It is not lawful to detain me if I refuse to give my identification unless I have been suspected of a crime or if I have committed a crime.
Are you intoxicated?
No.
You've got the smell of odor on you, okay? You committed a crime. In the state of Missouri.
No, I don't.
In the state of Missouri.
Supreme Court actually ruled
time
that.
out. Okay, this is how this is going to go.
Supreme Court-
If
Supreme
we suspect
Court
a crime
ruled-
has been committed, will be committed, or is being committed, we can lawfully identify you. And he believes there's crime, so we can lawfully
crime?
detain you. So
What
go ahead,
crime?
officer. You do what you need to do.
What crime? What crime
Okay.
has been committed?
I'll pull away from him.
Well, I'm
okay?
not. What crime has been committed? What's your name and badge number? What is your?
And
You have
she
to.
said you were.
You have to identify yourself.
Yeah, she's in a silver car. I'll run up there and see if we can't
What's
find
your
her.
name and badge number? Yo, you have to identify yourself. Yo, you guys are breaking the law.
Get in.
You say you've done this for a living. Why are you letting this happen?
Get in,
Hey,
man.
Talk to me for a minute.
I've tried to talk
No,
to you. Get in.
I'm trying to get in, but what the fuck is going on?
I've
man?
told you, you're walking down the highway. You're intoxicated.
I'm not intoxicated. You're supposed to.
I'm going to tell you what. Get in, or
You're-
I'm going to drag you in. You
You're
understand
supposed
me?
to serve and protect, man. You're not fucking serving and protecting. It's hard to fucking get in here if I had some fucking help.
I'm going to fucking help you.
What the fuck is the deal?
Yeah.
You're breaking the law.
I'm going to take him down on 12 hour after we're done with this.
Well, no.
You know, it's amazing how cops can break the law and nothing happens to them, and they make shit up just so they can take us to jail. It's amazing. And then they can't understand why there's such a hatred for trash cops. It's amazing.
Oh, I'll give you my name, man. Don't take me for a 12-hour, please.
You had your chance
I'm
to talk
not
to me, man.
intoxicated. I haven't broke the law. I promise, man. I have not broke the law. I haven't done anything fucking wrong. You're breaking the law right now, officer. Whenever I'm not fucking intoxicated, whenever we do that, and you're gonna feel fucking dumb. You're gonna feel so
I don't give
fucking
a
dumb.
fuck right now.
What have you not had a good day? Talk to me for a minute, man. Cause I haven't. Could you do that? Could you talk to me?
Put your knee in.
It's in. Why are you?
Mason is taken into custody, and while Officer Shoemate is accurate with his definition of reasonable suspicion, his articulation of his suspicion leaves something to be desired. The video starts with the officer stating that Mason has, quote, the smell of odor.
You've got the smell of odor on you, okay?
We can reasonably assume that he meant Mason smelled like alcohol, an assumption that is contradicted by both officers later in this video, as they both admit neither of them smelled anything.
I didn't ever get close enough.
The current reason for Mason's arrest is failure to ID, but with the officers both admitting that neither suspect him of being intoxicated, arresting Mason for not providing his name is a blatant violation of his Fourth Amendment rights. Mason's girlfriend was at the scene prior to the body cam footage starting and was told to leave.
Can I help you? Hello?
Just sitting here for a second.
All right, you need to move on. I'm dealing with something. Move on, please. You're interfering with my investigation right now.
Now that Mason has been cuffed and detained in Officer Schmidt's vehicle, they convoy to her vehicle up the road.
How are you? Doing well. Got an officer that's going to come talk to you, okay?
Okay, why?
A couple different things, okay? Disobeying a lawful order, okay? If he tells you to move on, that means move on, okay?
I did.
Which is illegal. He said
I
he
did
told you a
move
couple
on.
times. So I'm going to have this officer come talk to you and we'll determine what's going on from there, okay?
I just came to the side of the road because that's my boyfriend. Just wanted to see what was going on.
Now, when I asked you to vacate the scene while I talked to him, you refused. Why would you do that?
Is he on your PA system?
Probably. What a dumb fuck. So why would you refuse my lawful
I
order?
wasn't trying to refuse that because if you're over 10 feet, that's not in.
No, I told you to move on.
And I did.
I didn't need you right there by
I
my
did
side.
So. I did move on.
Have you had anything to drink like he has today?
No,
How much does he drink?
he hasn't.
Well, then what's he on? Because he's all
He's
kinds
not
of...
on anything. He's upset. It's been a long day.
Well, he's going to really be upset when we're done here.
So which county are you taking him to?
I'm going to take him to Camden County.
Okay.
You have your ID on you?
No, I don't.
Okay, I'll get your ID.
I don't have my ID
Okay, well, you can give me your info.
on my person.
Social, you need a pen?
Yeah, I got my pen right here. What is your name?
He was walking down the street. That's not illegal.
Despite the fact that Taylor was blocks away at this point, they are asking her for her ID for failing to move on.
So here's a little bit of word of advice for you and when he gets out, because he's being a lot nicer than I would in this situation. Okay, you failure to identify to me, you're gonna sit there, I'm gonna make you fingerprint, and it takes about 3 months for me to get fingerprints back to find out who you are, and I will make him sit there the whole entire 3 months.
Why is it that they can threaten and be bullies and be scumbags and morons, and we do nothing about it?
Okay, for one, if that officer believes he's been drinking and he's walking down the road, it is actually a crime. It's public intoxication and it's a safety to himself. I'm just telling you right now. Okay.
I know what
Okay.
public intoxication
Okay.
is.
It is a crime. Okay. If he believes there's crime being committed, has been committed, or will be committed, he has the right to identify anybody in the state of Missouri. Okay. And if that officer believes so, he has full identification. With him failure to do that, if it was me, your boyfriend would be sitting in jail till I get his fingerprints back in 3 months.
I understand.
Mason has still not identified himself, and it sounds as though Officer Shoemate said that he would use his perceived power to jail him for up to 3 months while waiting to identify him if he were the arresting officer, claiming that if an officer believed that Mason was intoxicated, that it's a crime. In a moment, both officers admit that they do not smell alcohol, and do neither field sobriety tests or blood alcohol tests to verify whether or not they could arrest him for public intoxication.
Did you smell the alcohol on him?
I didn't ever get close enough to him. I can go talk to him though if you want. See if I can get him to calm down a little bit.
I don't know, he was stumbling when I came up on him, but I don't smell anything.
Both officers have now admitted on video that neither of them have reasonable grounds to hold Mason for public intoxication other than Officer Schmidt, claiming that he stumbled a little bit while walking down the side of a dark, windy road in the middle of Ozarks in sandals. Taylor is released, and Mason is transported to Camden County Jail for public intoxication and failure to ID. Note that Mason has still not identified himself.
I'd explain to him first what would happen if he don't comply. The 3 months sitting in jail.
You know, it's too bad we can't put these two scumbags in jail for about 3 months. I think it'd be good for them.
Listen to me.
What do you do?
Just run his mouth.
Okay. That'll work.
Mason is now transported to the Camden County Jail.
Hey, could you tell me what crime I committed?
2127.
I've tried to talk to you, man. You want to run your mouth? Just keep running
I
it.
can run my mouth.
Okay.
I have freedom of speech. I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. Especially if I haven't committed any crime.
You're being detained for identification. You're not under arrest.
I'm being detained for identification. So this is all lawful, right?
Yes, sir.
What crime do you suspect?
All right, shut your mouth and
I don't
listen.
need to shut my mouth.
I have a feeling if you're not drunk, you're under the influence of something. I saw you stumbling down the road. You're walking in the dark on the wrong side of the road. You're not wearing any sort of reflective color. Now, I pulled you, stopped you to make sure you're good and see who you are.
So for you, this is for my well-being.
Yes, sir.
Really? Are you okay? Do you need to get checked out? You know I pay taxes, right?
Hey, so do I. So sit back, shut the fuck
I
up.
don't need to shut the fuck up because I don't work for you. Maybe if you learned how to put fucking handcuffs on somebody so I can get
Sit back and shut the fuck up. And this is a police officer. This guy's a piece of shit.
in the car by myself.
No, I'm sorry. I thought you were resisting. You'll receive that ticket when we get there.
Oh, you thought I was resisting?
You wouldn't get in the vehicle, would you?
I wouldn't get in the vehicle. How the fuck do I get in the vehicle backwards? Could you explain? Are you?
You didn't have to get in backwards, dumbass. All you had to do was get in like I asked you to.
Dumbass? Are you sure you're not the dumbass?
That officer definitely is a dumbass, yes.
It's crazy. I don't respect you talking to me like that.
Don't really care.
At all. I
Don't
know
work for you.
care because you're a piece of shit.
You don't work for him? He's one of the people that hired and pay you, you scumbag piece of shit. You know, these sovereign citizen cops, you know, they just think they're above the law. They can do whatever they want. And, you know, it's just, it's sickening. Absolutely sickening. And the worst part is we don't do anything about it. We just let it happen.
You don't know how to. You need to go to the fucking city.
Well, from what your girlfriend says, so are you.
She what?
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that.
I didn't hear you. You mumbled.
Oh, I didn't hear you either. Shut the fuck up.
Right. You're a fucking bitch. You are the definition of a punk bitch with a badge.
20 minutes later, after arriving at the jail, Officer Schmidt realizes he has no idea what to charge Mason with, but he has already arrested and transported him. In a panic, he calls his supervisor.
Hey, Mike, what's up?
All right, so I stopped this dipshit walking down the highway. I thought he was drunk because he was stumbling. He says he's tired, refusing to identify himself. I got him at the jail. What can I get him? Ran his fucking mouth here all the way. Once I had him in the car and I went back to talk to his girlfriend, who also showed up on scene, refused to leave. He got a hold of the PA and started yelling shit. Yeah, it somehow fell between the seat. He had a hold of it. The back. It fell down between the partition.
So what was, so like he was...
I felt he was intoxicated. He was stumbling when I pulled up behind him. Says he's tired. But I mean, he's talking mad shit, refuses to identify. I mean, just all kinds of stuff.
Lies, lies, lies. Imagine that. And then the piece of shit has to call his boss to figure out what to charge him with. What a low-life scumbag cop. No wonder the Supreme Court overrode it and sent it back down. These cops need to go to jail.
I can't really smell anything on him, but I mean, he is fucking going off the fucking rails. I don't know if he could be on something else. I don't know. Yeah, I just got here.
Ring up to dispatch and get the number for the on-call prosecutor, call them.
Okay.
And see what they say. Because if he's not intoxicated, there's really not anything.
Right.
Instead of calling the on-call prosecutor, Schmidt brings Mason inside to be booked on a 12-hour hold.
What crime did I commit? Did you tell me what crime I committed? I told you. You didn't. No, sir. Okay, well, what shut your mouth and listen? You know by now. All right, I'm sorry. What crime did I commit? What did I do?
Mason's personal belongings are taken and stowed in this box. This paper was released through a public records request. It is a 12-hour hold form with revised statute 67.315 as a header. The officer's reasonable grounds for the public intoxication 12-hour hold is, quote, refused to identify, walking down highway while possibly intoxicated. At this point, there is still absolutely no evidence to substantiate the claim of the officer, and like a good patriot, Mason has still refused to identify.
You got a supervisor? You got somebody above you? Above me? Okay. Can I ask you a question?
I'm not playing your little bullshit games.
I'm not playing any fucking
You can play all the games you want
If-
for
if
you,
anybody's
but
playing
in here,
games-
you're not gonna run your mouth to me, because I'll just as soon punch you on your face and then put you in that chair for the
You'll
next
punch
hour.
me in my face. and put me in the
Absolutely.
chair.
Would you like?
And here is a deputy sheriff who's working in the jail system that says he's going to punch him in the face. Well, the nice thing is that the sheriff actually fires his jerk off.
See me do it?
That's what you'll do?
Absolutely. You keep running your mouth to me.
Is this all being
There's 15
recorded?
cameras in here, and they all have audio.
And you're threatening to punch me in the
Absolutely.
face?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because I can do that.
You can?
I just did, didn't I?
You didn't punch me.
Are you
in
gonna
the face?
identify yourself as this officer or not?
Well, if I do, then what happens?
You heard that right. This coward, Jerry Pedigo, is not only believed to be the supervisor of the Camden County Jail, he also operates the facility with impunity and disregard for the safety of his inmates, as he threatens to attack Mason for asking questions related to his detention. State official. Citizen. Asks a question. Threatens with violence. Knows he's on audio and visual recording. If that isn't an egregious violation of Mason's First Amendment rights and a disgrace to the authority bestowed upon this official, I don't know what is. Imagine if the cameras weren't there. Note that Mason has still not identified.
So I'll sit here indefinitely until I get my fingerprints.
What crime did I commit? Could you tell me?
I just tried to tell you, man. You want to keep running your mouth, so shut the fuck up. I'm done with it.
Oh. So, do you know what crime I committed?
I think I got some audio here.
Could you tell me? You're acting like you don't know, like you don't have a crime.
Are you going to shut up so I can tell you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, here's the deal. You are walking down the road in the dark on a busy highway.
Right.
At first glance, I have reason to believe that you are intoxicated or something. You're stumbling.
So do I
Okay,
need to
listen,
do a
shut up.
breathalyzer or something?
Shut up.
Take my blood.
Now,
You guys wanna
because,
take my blood?
all right, I'm done with this. 12 hours. You can sit here until you give it.
So I'll sit here indefinitely until I get my fingerprints.
Okay, that's fine by me.
You think that's how that works?
It doesn't bother me at all, man.
That's not how this
Okay,
works.
all right.
I've been through this before. This exact same.
Yeah, it doesn't bother you because you think you have qualified immunity. Well, thank God the Supreme Court has sent it back down saying you don't, which means you get to go to court. And when they get you on the stand and they start drilling you, then he's going to win the lawsuit and you're going to lose because you're a scumbag cop. Problem is, we have to pay for it instead of it coming out of your pension fund, which is where it should come from.
Same thing, actually.
And you have such a piece of crap chief that he backs you up. Oh, he did everything right. Yep. Yep.
What do you want me to put on here? John Doe?
Yeah, just, so you don't need to tell me your name or nothing?
Huh?
You're not gonna tell us your name or anything?
Well, if I do, am I free to go?
After your prints.
Give you a prints, yeah?
I mean, I already brought you down here, so we're getting prints either way.
So what happens after I'm free to go?
You can walk your happy ass back to Bucket Sunrise.
So you did all this because what?
Because I asked you numerous times, and I tried to be nice.
I understand what you requested of me.
Okay.
But it's not lawful. What you
May
did
I
is
get
not
your
lawful.
last name?
Can I get your last name?
I've told you many times.
You
It's
didn't tell me your
Schmidt.
last name.
Okay?
What's your first name?
Spell it correctly on the complaint form, all right?
What's your? Oh, I won't be making a complaint.
So, it is Schmidt. So now you won't be making a complaint. Is that a threat by chance?
No. I'm not
Okay,
threatening you.
just keep.
If I was threatening you, then you would know.
Oh, okay,
I
just
don't-
curious.
I don't make threats.
Just curious.
I don't make
All right,
threats.
all right, all right. What is your last name, sir?
What crime did I commit?
Okay.
Give it to me.
I don't need to. I'm not. Why? Why cooperate with somebody who doesn't know how to do their job?
What's your date of birth, sir?
What's your date of birth?
He was actually saving your life because you were walking.
Saving my life?
May I get your social security number?
Saving my life from what?
May I get your OLN?
Am I gonna be charged with something?
Do you have any money on you right now?
Yeah, I do.
How much?
I don't know. You can count it if you want.
It ain't gonna be up to me. They'll count it. I'm just.
They can count it. I
Okay.
know how much I have exactly, and that's all that
All right.
matters.
Are you on any type of medication?
Are you?
Okay. Are you ill or injured?
Are you?
Are you under the influence of alcohol or drugs?
Are you?
Are you suicidal?
Are you? Oh my,
You're
right?
being
Oh
such
my
a dick,
God.
dude. Why? I don't get it. I just don't understand
I
why you're
don't know,
being
man.
such a
I don't even
prick.
get why the fuck he pulled me over. Or, no, he pulled over and then lit me up for what? I haven't done anything. You still haven't told me what crime I committed.
I tried. You keep running your mouth. You have the inability to shut the fuck up.
Okay, I'll shut the fuck up if you tell me what crime I committed.
Okay. I had the feeling, I suspected that you might have been under the influence of something, right? I stopped you for your safety. Okay, you're in the dark, you're walking on the wrong side of the road. You're not wearing any type of reflective clothing. For your safety, I wanted to check you out and see who you are. Okay, you have many times refused to cooperate. Okay,
For your safety, we're going to arrest you, put you in a cage, and lock you up.
that's why you're here.
Right.
All right,
So I'm here for what crime?
refusal to cooperate now.
That's a crime?
Yeah.
It is?
I have every right to identify you. I've tried to tell you this over and over and
You
over.
have every
don't.
right to identify
Okay.
me. It doesn't make sense. I haven't
Well,
committed
enjoy
a
your
crime.
12 hours if you give your prints by then. So,
Mason was eventually taken to a cell, and within 5 minutes of being locked away, the staff searched his belongings and found his ID. Knowing that he still had nothing to charge Mason with, Officer Schmidt prayed for a warrant when he ran Mason's license.
He is valid Class C Edward
please let there be a warrant.
97J1. Negative from the night.
Damn. All right, I appreciate it.
Officer Schmidt never called the on-call prosecutor, and Mason was later released without charges ever being filed. 5 months later, Mason filed a federal lawsuit against Schmidt, Jerry Pedigo, and Camden County, alleging his First and Fifth Amendment rights were violated and that he was falsely arrested. But a federal judge dismissed the claim, granting the officers qualified immunity. But upon hearing of the case, the Institute for Justice took over and appealed. But in 2023, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Eighth Circuit upheld the decision. Typically at this point, the case is over. But in June of 2024, the Supreme Court revised its First Amendment retaliation doctrine in the case Gonzalez v. Trevino, which further ensured that victims could seek justice when they have evidence of a retaliatory arrest for First Amendment protected activities, and more specifically, when the person isn't charged. As a result of this revision, in October of 2024, the Supreme Court revived Mason's lawsuit, and after a review, the Eighth Circuit's judgment was vacated, and SCOTUS sent Mason's lawsuit back to the Eighth Circuit to be considered in light of Gonzalez v. Trevino. It's been quite a few months since then, without any news, and it's unclear how long it'll be until the case is heard, but the attorneys at the Institute for Justice say on their website that they look forward to litigating the case in the Eighth Circuit. After publishing the first video in 2021, the Sunrise Police deleted their Facebook page and created an entirely new one. The video had gone viral, and the Lori police chief said that Schmidt could have done things differently, but that he didn't do anything wrong. But in a surprising twist, the Camden County Sheriff Tony Helms terminated Jerry Pedigo, making a public apology to both Mason and to the people of Camden County. To be honest, it's quite a bit of impact for such a simple case. Of course, it's not over, but let me know what you think about this encounter and what you think will happen when the Eighth Circuit hears the case. Again, a big thanks to Ground News for sponsoring this video. Their links can be found below.
All right, guys. So tell me in the comments what you think. You got some scumbag cops that think they can do whatever they want, that they're sovereign citizens, and it's just, it's just way too bad that they actually think they can do that. And remember, always fill in the police because they're not your friends, guys. Be safe, and we'll talk to you on the next one.